Hey Jeff, what'd you think of Rogue One? That's right, because you didn't go. Just go suck it.
Nasty.
Yeah, anyway. So we watched Rogue One, guys. Yay! Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna let you go first and talk about this.
Okay. A few surprises, cameo appearances. I won't go into who or how.
We all know that Darth Vader's in it. Everyone's seen him in the trailers.
Yes, but there's a few cameo roles there that I didn't expect, and especially at the end of it. Yeah, I wasn't expecting...
There's another cameo from another character that I didn't expect. He's not...
But how they finished...
He was famous for being in the first one.
Yeah, but I didn't know how they were going to finish it, and I was surprised they did what they did.
I'm not going to
But I'm not going to say.
Well,
it's really cool.
I have a lot of thoughts about this movie. I don't know if you guys can see me at the moment. Hopefully you can. Well, I like this movie a lot. I really haven't heard anyone else's thoughts on this movie, which is usually how I go into a Star Wars movie. Please, go into this movie not knowing as little as possible, because it'll be a night... I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Anyway, just go into the movie expecting very little, and not knowing that much at all. If your expectation for this movie is high, and you're expecting it to be a big blockbuster, it is a blockbuster, but don't expect it to be this big giant adventure. It is a smaller movie than, say, compared to something like The Force Awakens. The scale of it is a little smaller. One of my expectations going in to see the movie was for it to be for the tone of the film to be completely different than any other Star Wars movie. That's what we were told, that it would be a true war film. The only disappointment with that is that we didn't quite get that. It wasn't. I didn't feel like I was watching a war movie. When I was watching the movie, I didn't feel like, oh crap, this is war. It didn't have that war tone to it. I was hoping it would be similar to Saving Private Ryan, but it wasn't. But still not. That's the only disappointment, is that they marketed it, is that they said that it was going to be something and then it turned out to be something different. I'm okay with that after watching the movie. Now, it was a great movie. So in this movie we have a new female character, which seems to be all the trend these days. I don't know, maybe the Hunger Games had something to do with that, because those movies made female badasses cool. So, I don't know, I just like the fact that we have so many great female protagonists these days. Rey, Cadmus Everdeen, Furiosa, so many great female protagonists and badasses. I would say that Jyn Erso, I think it's Erso or Ursa, I don't know. Jyn from this film is definitely up there. She was pretty cool. I will say that I choked up quite a bit seeing the relationship between her and her father. I don't know if you choked up about that. But without spoiling anything, there were moments where I did choke up, which was good. I mean, what's the point of going to a movie if you're not going to feel something? So, and I felt something. So, what do you have to add with the father and daughter thing? Sorry, by the way, Mads Mikkelsen's performance, great. I'm used to seeing him as a bad guy from, say, Doctor Strange or Casino Royale. I'm used to seeing him as the bad guy. To see him as such a good guy in this movie, great. Love it. I would like to see him play more good guy roles in this movie. Not this movie, but other movies. So,
well,
concerning the father-daughter relationship,
their relationship sort of like portrays something that the way a father and daughter's relationship should be. But any relationship would not be going without trials. It's not smooth sailing.
Pretty big fucking trial. I mean, the Death Star.
Yeah.
What a big...
Yeah, I know.
That would screw your family over 10 times over.
Yeah, but I mean, at least the relationship was healed in the most roughest time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's... I don't know what to say. I'm really speechless with this movie. Because it was so impacting though. It was like constant action all the way through, right from start to finish.
Speaking of that, I will, to add to that with the action, every time an action scene or a fight scene would break out, that was, I will admit that was the closest thing that they came to of depicting a war. The action scenes in this movie were very Star Warsy, but at the same time they had this, for me, I could feel this underlining tone that this is probably, if we were in the Star Wars universe, this is probably what war would look like. I feel like they could have done more with the action scenes and made them more brutal, but the action scenes were pretty good. They were good. So, that's just to add on to the action scenes. I said this in the Force Awakens review, that the cinematography was good in that movie. The cinematography is, I'm just going to outright say, the cinematography is good in every Star Wars movie. Maybe even the prequels. I don't know. I mean, I just like looking at images from Star Wars and the cinematography and how it's all done. Yeah, great visuals in this movie. Was Darth Vader good? Yeah. He was freaking fantastic. Okay, we all knew he was going to be in this movie. We even had a glimpse of him in the first trailer, I think. No, I think...
Second trailer.
Yeah, but I think in the first trailer we also, we heard him. So, if you did not know Darth Vader was in this movie, you probably were living under a rock. But anyone who's been keeping up with this movie and who keeps up with Star Wars, and if you're a Star Wars fan or a movie buff in general, you should know by now that Darth Vader is in the movie. I'm not going to mention anyone else that's in the movie, but he's definitely in this movie, and I'm just going to say this now without spoiling anything. What they did with the limited amount of screen time that he has in this movie, they used him to his full potential. There are times when I was just like, oh shit, he is scary. This is probably the scariest I've ever seen Darth Vader, and I really like him. Also, beside Darth Vader, the other characters that we get to see, I'm not going to say who they are, but it's nice to see them in this movie. Yes, it is. Even if they're in the movie for a couple seconds, it's still good to see them. There's also another character in this movie that is played by an actor that for the life of me cannot remember what movie or show he's from, but he's so familiar. It's the pilot. If you've seen the movie, the pilot, the guy with the long hair. Here's a shot of him from the trailer. Who is that actor? I don't know what he's from. Maybe you guys can tell me, but he is so familiar. So, now that I've mentioned him, I want to talk about everyone else beside Darth Vader, Jyn and her father. Everyone else was fine. The blind guy was freaking awesome. That scene where the scene where he unleashes his fighting abilities on the stormtroopers. The first time we see him fight, remember that scene?
He was in the trailer, wasn't he? Yes, he was. Yes.
Where he's fighting them, and then
yes.
that guy shoots and he says, "You nearly shot me," and then he's like, "I saved your life," or whatever.
Yes.
That scene was awesome. You've seen it in the trailer. He unleashes on these stormtroopers. He was a badass. I don't know if he was a Jedi, but I think he would have made a pretty damn good Jedi.
Yeah, the guy's blind, for goodness sake, and he's like spot on hit. Yeah.
But there is some mind-blowing. At times there is some mind-blowing action in this. I know I keep mentioning that, but it's really entertaining.
There was also a pinch of humour in there.
Oh yeah, there always has to be humour.
A pinch of humour.
Yeah, there always has to be humour in really any movie, because if there's no humour, then it just becomes boring. For the time being, I will not say anything else. I will, however, so I can fully unleash all my thoughts on you, if you want, I will do a spoiler. I don't care if you want, I'm just going to make it anyway. I'm going to do a spoiler-filled discussion, review, whatever, of the movie, because every time I see a Star Wars movie, I can't hold it in. I have to talk about it, like everything, the details, everything. Well, that's it.
Yeah. Maybe see you next year with
Oh yeah. Just so you guys know, this is the second time that me and my mum have gotten together and done trailer reaction on a Star Wars movie and done a review on it. The first trailer reaction we did was for The Force Awakens, and then we did a review together on The Force Awakens. Now we're doing the same. Now we have done the same thing with the Rogue One. So expect us to do this for every other Star Wars movie that comes out for the foreseeable future. This will be our thing on my channel for you guys, because we both love Star Wars. You guys love Star Wars. That's why you've watched it. So please go down, like and comment. And subscribe to my channel.
See you next year.
See you next year for episode 8 of Star Wars. I cannot wait.
Bye.
Take us out, Jeff.